2026 has been a hard year for football fans. Some of the biggest names in the game have hung up their boots. A record breaker, a World Cup star, a player who nearly lost his life on the pitch. These are players you grew up watching, players you cheered for on the weekend, players whose names you shouted at your TV, and now they are gone from the game for good. Today, we're looking at 8 big footballers who retired in 2026. We will talk about who they were, how their careers ended, and what they leave behind for us fans. Stay until the end. The last one is the saddest story of them all. Trust me, it hurts. And here is a question to think about while you watch. Which of these retirements hit you the hardest? Tell me in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Let's get started. Player 1. James Milner. We start with a true legend, James Milner. No player in Premier League history has played more games than him. In February 2026, he broke the all-time appearance record. By the time he retired in June, he had played 688 Premier League matches. That is 5 more than anyone else, ever. Think about that for a second. Milner made his debut all the way back in 2002. He shared the pitch with players who now feel like ancient history. That is over 2 decades at the top. He played for Leeds, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Brighton. He won 3 Premier League titles with 2 different clubs. He also earned dozens of caps for England. Milner was never the flashiest player on the pitch. He was never the one on the magazine covers. But he was always there, always running, always working. Coaches loved him because he never let them down. He retired at 40 years old. His 24-season career may never be beaten by anyone. A quiet hero who truly did it all. Player 2. Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey started his career at Cardiff City. Then, in 2008, he made the big move to Arsenal. And that is where he became a real cup hero. He won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal. Even better, he scored the winning goal in 2 of those finals. That is the kind of thing fans remember forever. When the pressure was highest, Ramsey showed up. After Arsenal, he played for Juventus in Italy, then Nice in France, then Rangers in Scotland. He even went back to Cardiff for a second spell. He finished his playing days far away in Mexico with Pumas. He hung up his boots in April 2026. But here is the good news. Ramsey is not done with football. He is now the manager of Oxford United. He swapped his boots for a clipboard. One career ends and a brand new one begins. Player 3. Diego Costa. Now for a player that defenders truly hated. Diego Costa. Costa was a menace. He was loud and aggressive, and he never gave defenders a single moment of peace. He pushed. He pulled. He argued. He played for Atletico Madrid and Chelsea, and he won the Premier League twice. Fans of other teams could not stand him. They booed him every single week. But if he played for your team, you absolutely loved him. He was a nightmare to face and a dream to have. Here is the funny part. Costa actually played his last real match back in 2024, but he never made a big announcement about it. He just went quiet. Then, earlier this year, he casually confirmed his retirement on a podcast. No press conference. No emotional goodbye. Just a relaxed chat. Somehow, that quiet ending fits his wild career perfectly. Player 4. Oscar. Oscar was a brilliant playmaker at Chelsea. He had skill, vision, and a very bright future ahead of him. Then, at just 25, he made a shocking move. He left for Shanghai Port in China for £60 million. He made a huge amount of money. Nobody can blame him for that. But many fans felt he left the top level of football far too early, right in his prime years. Oscar finished his career back home in Brazil with Sao Paulo. Sadly, his retirement did not come from age or bad form. Oscar had a heart problem. He collapsed during a training session and needed CPR to survive. It was a truly frightening moment for everyone who saw it. In the end, he was forced to stop playing to protect his own health and his family. It is a hard reminder for all of us. These players are human. No trophy is worth your life. Health always comes first. Now, before we move on, the next few players include a fairy tale hero and a loyal legend. And the very last one on this list? That is the story that really stings. So keep watching. Player 5, Ashley Young. Let's talk about a player who completely reinvented himself. Ashley Young. Young retired in May 2026 at the age of 40. His career lasted an amazing 23 years. That kind of length is almost impossible today. He started out as a fast, tricky winger at Watford and Aston Villa. He would fly past defenders with ease. But as he got older, he was smart. He changed his game completely. At Manchester United, he became a defender. That clever change added many extra years to his career, and he never stopped winning. He lifted a Serie A title with Inter Milan in 2021, deep into his 30s. He also played for England at the 2018 World Cup, one of the best summers in recent English football. His final season was with Ipswich Town. From a young winger to a wise old defender, Ashley Young did it all. Player 6, Casper Schmeichel. Now for a true fairy tale. Casper Schmeichel. Every football fan knows the story. In 2016, Leicester City won the Premier League. Nobody saw it coming. It was the greatest underdog story the league has ever seen. And Casper was the goalkeeper who kept it all together. But here is the really special part. His father, Peter Schmeichel, was a goalkeeping legend too. Casper grew up in a giant shadow. Many people said he would never match his dad. Yet he stepped out and became a hero all on his own. He retired in May 2026 at the age of 39. A shoulder injury while playing for Celtic pushed him toward the decision. Surgery would have kept him out for nearly a full year. A great career, a famous family name, and a story he proudly wrote by himself. Player 7, Cesar Azpilicueta. Next is the ultimate loyal soldier, Cesar Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta played for Chelsea from 2012 all the way to 2023. That is a very long time in modern football, where players move clubs every year. He was calm, reliable, and could play almost anywhere across the defense. He made over 500 appearances for Chelsea. That is the 6th most in the club's entire history. His teammates trusted him so much that he became the captain. He finished his career at Sevilla in Spain, helping them avoid relegation in his final season. He retired in May 2026. But you can still see his face on your screen today. He is now a pundit for the BBC. He even worked during the World Cup, sharing his knowledge with fans. From the pitch to the studio, a very smooth new start. Player 8, Mamadou Sakho. And now, the saddest story of them all. Mamadou Sakho. Sakho started at Paris Saint-Germain. He was a strong, talented defender with a very bright future. At PSG, he won 4 trophies. Life was good, and the top of the game looked close. Then, he made a big move to Liverpool. But this was a Liverpool team that was struggling badly at the time, and from that point on, everything slowly changed for him. He never won another trophy again. Not a single one. After all those wins in Paris, his career quietly faded away. He later joined Crystal Palace, then moved back to France, and finally ended up at a small club in Georgia called Torpedo Kutaisi, far from the bright lights. A player who once looked destined for the very top, but his career slipped away in a quiet corner of Europe. What could has been? So there you have it. 8 big footballers who called it a career in 2026. A record breaker, a cup hero, a fairy tale keeper, and a legend whose story faded far too soon. Time moves on. It always does. The players we watched as kids grow old, just like we do. One by one, they leave the game we love. And all we are left with are the memories, the goals, and the moments. That is what makes football so special. And sometimes, so painful. Now I really want to hear from you. Which of these retirements hit you the hardest? Was it Oscar's scary health story? Or was it Sakho's sad and quiet ending? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football stories just like this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.